Zlatan was right about Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Their frustrating 2-2 draw with Monaco in the Champions League and early Premier League stumbles are not just poor results. They are the final, seismic evidence that Pep Guardiola's immaculate, genius-level control is dissolving. But what if I told you the truth about this collapse is far more insidious than a few drop points? That this entire, shocking downturn, this structural, fundamental weakness, was predicted years ago by the one man Pep couldn't control. The man who called him a spineless coward?
First meeting I had with him was like, remember, players here don't come with Ferrari, Porsche and that. But why? If I'm not good enough, you tell me. If you don't like whatever I do, you tell me. And he said in the end, which was cool, don't worry, I'll take care of this. Next game, I know I'm on the bench. Second game, bench. Third game, bench. Fourth game, bench, and then I started to make noise. And the fourth game, I bring my Ferrari, and I bring the Enzo Ferrari. And I knew it will create another situation. So I parked the car in front of his office. So you with me, I with you. That was my motto. I said, you want to play with fire, I will bring you fire, but I will burn you. I had the hardest coaches in the world. I had Fabio Capello. That was a machine. That was all about discipline and respect. And I didn't have a single problem. Because when we had it, we resolved it. I had Mourinho. Mourinho is known. Everybody knows that he is for discipline and respect. And that is on a high level discipline. That he don't accept nothing. And I didn't have even one problem. So somebody had a problem, he didn't resolve. But I cannot resolve problems for other ones because I don't know, what the problem was. And when I was in Barcelona, if we talk about it, I resolved the problem with saying, no problem, you have a problem, but I will resolve it for you. I leave. I will not say he'll give you problems. I'm not that guy. So it has come in the media and that coaches have problems with my character. That is not true, I tell you now. Yeah. I didn't have problem with any coach. If somebody had problem, it was the coach that have a problem that I didn't know about. Two great coaches, two different persons. I had the possibility to work with both of them. I won with both, but one stimulates me more than the other one. My problem in Barcelona was one man, and that's the philosopher. He was my problem. First 6 months, fantastic, was going very good, and then something happened. I still don't know what happened, but it happened, and I don't have answers from that. Didn't speak to him anymore. I mean, if you have somebody that doesn't stimulate you, I will not fight for you. That's why you have trainers who give you motivation. With Mourinho, I could go out and kill for Mourinho. That's the motivation he gave me. That's how he stimulated me. And with the other one, was football, but you have to adjust the game after the players you have, especially when you buy a player for, I don't know how much, 70 million. You want to play with fire, I will bring you fire, but I will burn you. No, but the strange thing, the first meeting I had with him was like, remember, players here don't come with Ferrari, Porsche and that. Then it felt like, why?
He's already judging.
But why? You call me every day to bring me here and then you want to send this message to me. Don't worry, I will not bring my car. And I didn't bring it. Next game, I know I'm on the bench. So, okay, no problem. Second game, bench. Third game, bench. Fourth game, bench, and then I started to make noise because it's not okay for me anymore. And the fourth game, I bring my Ferrari, and I bring the Enzo Ferrari. And I knew it will create another situation. So I parked the car in front of his office. So you with me, I with you. That was my mom.
You parked it in front of his office?
In front of his office.
Your good friend Zlatan Ibrahimovic has been talking about you again. He was asked about how can Erling Haaland improve under you. And he said that depends on the ego that Guardiola has. If he allows himself to be bigger than Haaland or not. He didn't allow me or the others to be as big. What's your reaction to that?
He's right. He's completely right. In this club, in this team, my ego is beyond that every performance of the place. Even I don't like when Erling scores 3 goals. The highlight is for him. I'm so jealous. Honestly, so jealous. I said afterward, please, Erling, no score more goals. Otherwise, if I want the Sun, the Element talk about me, judge about me. He's right. He knows me perfectly. He can read another book perfectly.
I detect a hint of sarcasm there.
No, I'm right. I'm right what I'm saying. My ego is... Yeah. That's
You talked about your admiration for Zlatan on the pitch, but off the pitch you said some quite cruel things about you, saying that while Mourinho might light up a room, you close the curtains, and other things. What have you made of that?
The truth about Pep is that he's a genius who can't handle a strong personality, and that flaw is now shattering his empire. And trust me, once you see the pattern Zlatan laid bare, you cannot unsee it. Let's set the stage. The reigning champions, Manchester City. They've conquered the world. They've achieved everything. And now, they are stumbling. They are broken. Not physically, but mentally. They're dropping points to teams they should dominate. They are the definition of an empire beginning to fracture. Currently sitting in 7th place in the Premier League with a couple of early losses, the machine is sputtering for the first time in nearly a decade. We're talking about Pep Guardiola, the man who redefined football, who turned players into synchronized robots. He is the meticulous architect of control. So why the sudden catastrophic vulnerability? Why the defeats that make no statistical sense? The media will tell you it's fatigue or injuries, or maybe the motivation is gone after the treble. Nonsense! That's the weak narrative they want you to believe. The real answer is a simple, fundamental character flaw that has always been Pep's ultimate weakness. And the man who exposed it, the man who shouted it from the highest mountain, was Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Zlatan famously said, "Guardiola has no spine, and that he always runs away from his problems." Now that City's control is eroding, the terrifying fact is that every weakness Zlatan identified in Pep's character is manifesting on the pitch. The machine is glitching because the programmer can't handle the unexpected variables. You ready for the deep dive? Because this is where the genius finally meets his match. The difficult truth is that Zlatan's entire assessment, once dismissed as pure ego, is now a technical manual for City's failure. He's the prophet of Pep's managerial decline, the personality purge. Zlatan called Pep a coward because Pep needs absolute, total control. He needs players who are, essentially, obedient chess pieces. When Zlatan arrived at Barcelona, he brought unpredictable genius and towering personality. Pep froze. He couldn't manage a player who dared to have his own ideas. Now look at the City team. Who is the personality? Who is the unpredictable factor who can demand an out-of-system goal? Nobody. The entire squad is built on the premise of obedient conformity. When the system fails, there's no Zlatan, no strong voice to grab the game and drag it home. They are passive, waiting for the predictable pattern that no longer works. They are all geniuses in a system, but they are all silent when the machine collapses. The tactical rigidity and the Ferrari. This is the core of Zlatan's philosophy, and it's the most damning criticism of Pep's entire career. Pep's system is breathtakingly complex, but Zlatan identified its core flaw. It's a closed loop. Pep must win his way, or it's a failure. He can't adapt to a single counter-argument. Zlatan famously distilled this entire tactical mess into one perfect, brutal quote. "When you buy me, you are buying a Ferrari. If you drive a Ferrari, you put premium petrol in the tank. You hit the motorway, and you step on the gas." Guardiola filled up with diesel and took a spin in the countryside. He should have bought a Fiat. We are seeing this now. Teams have figured out the highline press, the narrow wingbacks. And what is Pep's solution? More of the same. More precision, more control, more passing, faster. He is unable to deviate from the script, even when the script is actively losing the game. Zlatan's genius, which Pep stifled, was improvisation, the unexpected. That spontaneity, which Pep fundamentally rejects, is the exact ingredient City lacks when the opposition dares to be messy. He demands perfection in a game that thrives on chaos. The transfer market panic. Zlatan's core accusation was that Pep runs away from problems. When the Champions League became hard, he started cycling players. When the domestic league got tight, more spending. But look at the panic signings now. They are buying solutions to immediate headaches, not addressing the core structural void left behind. The absence of pure, world-class, unmanageable aggression. Pep creates a vacuum of personality, and now he is paying the ultimate price. He can't buy attitude. He can't buy spine. Zlatan knew that you can spend £1 billion, but if the man at the top is fundamentally uncomfortable with anything that challenges his absolute authority, the entire project will eventually implode from its own structural integrity. The guy is speaking truth that is so harsh, so critical of a sacred cow of football, that it should be mandatory viewing for every single person who gets a paycheck at the Etihad. He has the ultimate truth of a football legend, but the analytical depth of a philosopher. He's too honest, too close to the ego, and too clear-eyed about the decline for the Guardiola regime to handle. They're deaf to the advice of the anti-establishment superstar. It's inexplicable. Okay, I'm gonna get serious for a second. This Zlatan theory, this incredible focus on the man, not the tactics, is actually the key to understanding City's sudden vulnerability. It's the ultimate corporate self-sabotage. When the players see Pep on the sideline, they see the pressure, the need for control. And when a mistake happens, that pressure doesn't inspire a fight back. It generates fear of disappointing the master. This is the psychological warfare Zlatan predicted. Pep never learned how to let go. He never learned how to manage a crisis by allowing his players to act like men, not machines. The man just wants the club to be real football again, not a scientific experiment. He's the guy who knows the assignment, got the A+, and is watching the rest of the class fail the same test every week. That is the critical truth. He's too real, too arrogant, and too steeped in winning for the current regime to handle. He's the anti-excuse superstar. So, celebrate the past trophies, frame the historical trebles, do all that. But the truth is, all of these shocking recent results are just the visible symptoms of the character flaw Zlatan identified a decade ago. Pep can master everything except the chaotic, unpredictable nature of a true superstar personality. He's predicting the fall, not just narrating it. My official diagnosis: Pep Guardiola is a tactical genius whose crippling need for absolute control is now the fatal weakness of his dynasty. He built the perfect machine, but he forgot to install a manual override for when the machine collapses. And until he can learn to let go, until he can tolerate a little bit of Zlatan energy in his dressing room, City is just going to keep faltering, and keep losing control, and keep politely proving the prophecy correct. That's the critical truth. Pep is finished. You've been warned.